Yo, welcome back to the channel. This one not gonna be too long. Today, what are we talking about? Okay, so in this video, we talking about writing comments, pretty much clean code. Why we even care about writing comments in clean code and all of that stuff. Honestly, I don't even think I need to have that part on the screen. So I'm gonna just come here and just turn it off and cool. So why am I even caring about talking about clean code and all that jazz and whatnot? Well, honestly, when writing, when developing, uh, you're looking at code. Well, typically we don't look at code 24/7, and so it's just really convoluted to look at. And even though you may be the person that writes some complicated code or some simple code, when you come back to that code days later, shit, maybe even hours later, it's going to look very complicated to you, and then you have to sit there and break it down. You will wish that, dang, I wish there was just a human readable explanation for me to do, for me right here. And so, thank God, programmers give us the ability, or these programming languages give us the ability to write comments within our program. And so the comments are sections inside the program where the user or where the coder can write some explanations to himself, to another developer, explaining what the below code is going to do and how it functions. And so it's always really nice to write comments. And so what I do typically is I like to translate all of my steps into code. And so what I would do is I'll write the step in English above and in the comment, and then below that step or below the comment, I will write out I would write out the translation of that step in whatever language or whatever computer programming language I was using. And so in a way, whenever I need to go review my code, I would just read the comments line by line, and it would help me, and it would definitely helps when you have to debug. And so real quick, I'm gonna just show y'all the two ways to creating comments in JavaScript, and then or the syntax for it, and then that's pretty much it for this video. So we'll hop up in the next one. But I gotta reshare my screen. My shit tweaking this morning. Yeah, always write clean code. I'm gonna complain just a little bit because it's firing up, but um, set is connected. Oh no, wrong one, wrong one. Oh, I hope it didn't mess up my recording. It didn't. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, at my old job, man, I hopped up on the team, and a lot of the code was written horribly and hard to understand. And guess what? They didn't have comments, and I couldn't really complain because I was hired, and I had to get the job done. So I had to go through and learn, like, get all the comments for real. And yeah, it sucked. Or go through and basically learn the code, learn what was happening in the code by horribly written code, and that was kind of tough. And so I just always like look out for people who come behind me. Like, I want somebody who come behind me to be able to open up a document and be like, this was made prestigiously. Like, I understand everything, it flows super well. I don't think everybody got that same respect to other people, because you got to remember, when you're working for these companies, you're working, you might create some new code of but 9 times out of 10 you also, or I would say 7 times out of 10, it's a new company I'm at, or at Microsoft, maybe I'm working on more stuff new than old, but a lot of times at my old company, it was more old than new, and it was like a lot of, I had to figure that shit out. And if someone just documented it well enough with comments, it would have been easier, or wrote clean code. And so I say, check out the book Clean Code. I checked it out when I was in college. It really changed my perspective on coding. And everybody think I'm just this dope coder, but honestly, the book just taught me how to just separate things and make it clean, and just showing me that separating different tasks into different files and classes and objects and things made shit simple and easy to follow. And so where I really started at was comments first before I went on to all the other stuff. And so let me show you the syntax for creating comments. And so creating a comment, the syntax is like this. You do a double slash, right? And everything after that double slash for this line is a comment. Now, what if you want your comment to go multiple lines? Well, you can do multiple double slashes, right? Well, if you didn't want to do multiple double slashes, there's this other one that's like a star, like this. And you could do a comment multi-line like that. And so you typically want to put your comments above like your functions, or you want to put them above your functions, and then let's say now the comment is explaining do math, or you put it above some complicated line of code, some complicated command, and it describes that line of code, right? And that's pretty much what it is. Like just write some comments. Like help yourself. Not even if you're not gonna like write it for somebody else. Nobody else gonna look at your code for yourself. Like when you come back to it, it's going to be complicated, even if you wrote it, bro. And I'm telling you this as an experienced developer. Just write code or write comments. It's going to help you so much. All right. So now you learn how to write comments, double slash, or use a slash, star, star, slash, and you are good. So what's next? So what's next is operators. So there's these things. Remember I was telling you about Boolean values, true, false. Well, computers pretty much work off a true, false binary. Remember 0, 1. True is actually mapped to 1 and false is mapped to 0. So think about that. True, false. We're about to use conditional state. We're about to learn these operators. These operators are going to take in two different values, one on the left and one on the right. One of the operators, you can start getting your mindset like the less than sign. It takes a value on the left and a value on the right, and then it produces a Boolean value, either true or false. Is the value on the left less than the value on the right? And it gives you a true or false value. Well, there are different operators. A few of the operators that we need to discover. There are even mathematical operators that we need to go over in JavaScript. And so that helps us keep going and learning how to communicate with our computer. So hop into that next video, and I'll see you there. Peace.